Here's your June homework review, and we are going to go through, I'm going to go very quickly through all the different exercises. We have 7 different exercises. Massaging the top of the foot. So you want to have your foot free and available. I'm afraid I have injured my thumb, so you're going to have to ignore this. Hopefully you will not have injured your thumb. Massaging the top of the foot. If you wiggle your toes, you'll see the bones in the foot, the metatarsals, and you're going to rub, you're going to hold onto your skin if you need to. I need to, my skin is kind of loose. And you're going to rub down between each set of the toe bones, big toe and its neighbor, start there. And we're going to do that 4 to 5 times. And then you'll travel to the next set 4 to 5 times. And then you're going to go down 4 to 5 times. And between the little toe and its neighbor 4 to 5 times. Okay, now if you hit a knot or a tender spot, you can go more lightly or you can work into those areas. That's perfectly fine. The second part, we'll do the other foot too. So again, start with the big toe and its neighbor. I hold my skin steady. Only go this one direction from the ankle down to the toes, 4 to 5 times. And then between the second toe and its neighbor, 4 to 5 times. If you can't feel where your toe bones are, you can wiggle your toes and that might help. Or just go very slowly and start to work through it. It will become easier as you become more used to this. Okay? All the way down. And then, number 2, massage the bottom of the foot. Again, we're only going to go one direction, from the heel towards the toes. And you're going to go all the way across the arch, from the side of the foot to the other side of the foot. Make sure you get the side of the foot across the arch area. So I, like to use multiple fingers from the heel to the ball of foot, and then you scooch in a little bit, and then a little bit more, and a little bit more, and you're going to travel there. And again, you're going to go across the foot and back 4 to 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you're just trying to get all, you don't want to leave on any spot uncovered. So all the areas of the arch of the foot from the side, inside edge to the outside edge, 4 to 5 times across. If you're a swimmer, you can think of it as laps. Okay? Links, not laps. You can think of it as links, not laps. Okay? And make sure you get both feet from the heel to the ball of the foot, and make sure you get the outside. So that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, and I'll go one more time across, 5. Ta-da! All done. Point and flex exercises. This is broken into 2 parts. First you do the full point, which is a flow and a roll, and then you do the half point exercises. The full point you're going to do 4. So you can do this in seated, or you can do this lying on your back. Okay, I'm going to do it in seated right now. As you inhale, make sure you watch your tracking, you guys. I'm backing up here. Make sure that the feet aren't turned inward or outward or any tilts or twists. As you inhale, you roll through the foot and point from the ankle to the tips of the toes. As you exhale, pull the toes back and flex. Inhale and exhale. That's 2. Inhale and exhale. 3. Inhale, exhale. 4. Inhale, exhale. 5. Inhale, exhale. 6. Inhale, exhale. 7. Inhale and exhale. 8. As you are pointing and flexing, make sure you don't flex the big toe more than the little toe. Try to keep even through the toes, through the ball of the feet. So to even out, you might actually have to flex or point less through some of the areas so you stay even. Again, we're watching the tracking of the toes, the soles of the feet, the arches, the ankles, and even up the calves and shins. Okay? Now the half point exercises, you start with the flex. You point through the arch, so the toes are still flexed. You point the toes, flex the toes, and flex at the ankles. So foot, toes, toes, foot, foot, toes, toes, foot, foot, toes, toes, foot, foot, toes, toes, foot. Do that 4 times and start with the toes. Curl the toes, point the ankles, pull back the ankles, flex the toes. So toes, ankles, ankles, toes. That's 1. Toes, ankles, ankles, toes. That's 2. Toes, ankles, ankles, toes. 3. Toes, ankles, ankles, toes. 4. The 4th exercise, ankle rotation exercises. Again, you can do this in seated or you can do this lying down. I think at first it's easier to start in seated, and then later on you might get better range of motion through the heels and through the thigh bones if you do it with your feet up in the sky. So you're just going to have some space between the ankles, sitting up lovely tall. You're going to rotate the ankles around for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And you'll see that my legs, I wasn't holding my legs stiff. My legs moved a little bit, but I wasn't also intending to move my legs. The second variation, you start, you allow the thigh to roll in and out at the hip socket. So as you circle around, the thigh rotates. Maybe if I turn this way, you can see a little more easily. I'm not a big inward rotator, that's hard for me, but I do the best I can. So allow this to move, and 4, 3, 2, 1, reverse, 2, 3, 4. Now I see this sometimes, and especially when you're lying down, go this way. I'll tell people, here's your regular ankle circle, and then I'll say add in the thigh, and they make a big leg circle. That is a Pilates exercise, but it's not what I'm asking you to do. So instead of making a circle with the leg, rotate the leg at the hip socket. So it's like a knock-kneed and ducky foot position. And you can see I'm doing that here, rotating at the thigh. The hip socket. The thigh at the hip socket. Good. Okay, so that's our ankle rotations. I'm gonna put the wall roll down with the squishy ball last. So that's number 5. We're gonna go to number 6 instead. Toes squeeze in and extend outward, and then reverse, squeeze outward, rotate in. There's 8 of those. This one I'm gonna do with my legs up in the sky. Okay, so you're gonna take a flexion in the ankle. You're gonna rotate your thighs inward and outward, and then you're going to add a toe squeeze. So I'm curling my toes as I go inward, and spreading my toes as I go outward. Inhale, exhale, that's 2. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, 4. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, 6. Inhale, exhale, and 8. Now stay turned out, stay flexed. Squeeze the toes, turn in, and spread the toes apart. Squeeze out, turn in. Squeeze out, turn in. Again here, that's 5. And 7. And 8. Spread in and shake it out to release. Try to track the feet evenly. So try to keep the feet flexed. Try to keep from tilting and twisting. I'm going to try and do this in seated. So here's the squeeze as you turn in. Here's the spread as you go out. And then I'll reverse it. Here's the squeeze as I go out, turn in and spread the toes apart. So those are the 2 variations. Arch lift is probably going to be very difficult to translate onto the video. And I will try to show. You may do it in seated. I'm turning sideways so you can see my arch, and probably it's not going to translate that well. As you inhale, you're going to lift the arch. As you exhale, you're going to release the arch. So feel the muscles lifting here, and exhale, release. As you do this contraction through the side of the foot, try to keep the toes spread out on the floor. I feel that this does become a little bit easier when there's more weight on the foot. So if I was to go here, I would look for a livening, a lift through the center of the arch, right above the ankle, and a release. You might want to be aware, you don't want to curl your toes in to lift the arch. That can lift the arch, but we're trying to isolate a little bit more. And you can do it with 1 foot at a time. Again, we'll do 8 on each, 8 arch lifts. Or as you become more adept, and you can feel it more easily, more strength through the sole of the foot, then feel free to do both feet at the same time. So 8 of those. Inner thigh lift, 2 variations. First variation, you're going to lie on your side, head is down, waist is engaged, legs are stretched out. If you need a little balance, have them slightly forward, but don't round the back. Keep the spine extended. Top leg up, and I usually say hip height, but really you're going to bring it up as high as you can bring the inner thigh. When you bring the bottom leg up, you don't want your hips to tilt forward or backward. You want to keep hip over hip, and you want to squeeze the thighs together. When you take the bottom leg down, the toe taps. Let me kind of rotate my body here. Okay, so we'll go 8. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then sole the foot on the floor, and you would do 8. Your knee happy here. Make sure it's not torquing, and you can feel free to adjust. You can even lengthen out. And we'll do 4 more, 3, 2, and 1. And of course, we would swivel around and do side 2. Okay? The wall roll down with the squishy ball. You're going to inflate your ball so it is just wide enough. I'm not sure you can see my feet. No, I don't think I can create the foot position. But you're going to take your feet just sits bone width apart, and when you put the ball between your inner thighs, you're going to, pull it right up into the crotch and have a little bit more of the ball showing in front of the thighs. The feet are just sits bone width apart. That's how you know your ball is properly inflated. So if my feet were out here, too wide, and again here, too narrow. So you want to have them right underneath your sits bones as if the thighs were just releasing directly out of the pelvic bowl. The positioning starts with the back of the head, back of the shoulders against the wall, the pelvis against the wall, the low back has a gap probably, the neck has a gap for sure, and your feet are forward of the wall so that you cannot feel like so you don't feel like you're falling forward. The hands are going to start at shoulder height. You're going to breathe. We're going to do 4 today. We're going to go halfway down, all the way up, 3/4 of the way down, all the way up, all the way down, all the way up. And those measurements have to do with your ability in the moment. So, as you inhale, turn the head away, pull the front body tight, and little by little, draw the spine off of the wall. Keep your tush against the wall. Now going halfway down, and then come back up. For now, we're going to take these exercises. I want you to flow the breath on the wall roll down. Then I'm going to go 3/4 of the way down, little by little, holding the belly in to round the spine. If the knees bother, bend the knees a little bit. True of the arch lift as well. You can bend the knees a little bit. But make sure the shoulders aren't way forward, that they're drawn into the back body. And then 2 more times, flowing the breath. When you run out of inhale, you exhale. When you run out of exhale, you inhale. When you roll back up, you can squeeze the ball a little bit with your thighs and watch the tracking of your legs. Remember to bring the arms up with your back muscles. I'll do 1 more without talking. And those are our exercises for June. Thank you so much, you guys.